Merry Christmas. It's that time of year again. But it's not about Christmas trees and the beautiful wrapping paper. It's not about snow globes. And it's not even about this dude who's not real. It's about this little baby Jesus who came to us and gave us this beautiful face. And in the spirit of giving, I made this hat as a secret gift. It's a simple crochet pattern using just single crochets, and I added a different kind of bow to it and a nice little button, and I'll show you how to do that as quickly as I can so I don't waste your time. I got this pattern from Ravelry, and it looks a little bit different than mine, and it's from Kim Guzman. She created it, and the pattern is free for you to download. Now, this is what the original bow looked like. And like I said, it just uses simple single crochet. My ribbing looked a little bit different on the band, and you don't have to do it like mine. I use my favorite H hook, and I love this yarn. So it's a little bit bigger than what the pattern called for. So it's basically just 2 chains, and you work 4 single crochets in the second chain from hook. And then you just do 2 single crochets and multiply it until you have 16. And then you either increase or decrease depending on the head size and the bend of the hat and how you want it to look. Now, I did mine's a little bit more funky size so it wouldn't squish her hair, so she could wear it and it looks great and it's not going to mess up her hairdo or give her, hat marks on her forehead or anything. And that's my bow. And I'll show you how to do that too. So here's my sloppy drawing of the 2 little chains, and then from the hook. If you can't understand that, you can look at this. It goes right where that red dot is. You put 4 single crochets in there and just multiply. But this is how I chose to do the bow because it's a little bit more, bigger. And so all I did is I did single crochets, 5 of them, and I did 20 rows of that. And then I used the leftover yarn to cinch the middle after I closed it off. And then this is what I did and what I use when I sew any kind of embellishments on. And this is a little button. And I figure out where I want to place it. And then I just take a nice soft piece of felt in the color that's complementary. And then I cover that up because I don't like to see all those threadings of how I sew the bow on. And I just use my Fiskars fabric scissors, and I cut a nice little square out, and make sure that your tapestry needle fits through the eye, or I should say the buttonhole, because there's nothing worse than getting it all threaded. And I like to use these because it has different sizes, and it's got a nice little wheel that you turn, and then it has that little arrow, and it shows you how you can let the little needles escape. And so this is how I do the threading. I just twist the yarn tight, and I make a little loop, and you pinch it really tight, and then I put the eye of the needle right over the top, and then you want to just wiggle it side to side, and that counter pressure forces the threading through the needle hole, and then you just pull it out. And I always double it up and tie a knot in the end so it's stronger. And so because that felt is pretty strong, I had to use the table and push the needle through, and then push it through where I want it to go through, and then you put it through your button hole, and you pull it through the other side until it stops. And then you have to kind of sneak the needle in through under the button as close as you can get, and then push it back down through the felt. And then I bring it through and I loop it around again as close as I get to that knot, and I try and lock it into place so it looks like that. And I'll put it through again just to go through it double. It's a little trickier because when you pull that needle through, you kind of have to sneak up under that button again, and then sneak it through the buttonhole, and then go back down through as close as you can get through that knot. And then I loop it around again, and I just take it through under that knot, and then I lock it into place. And then I pull it through really tight so it looks like that. And then what I'll do is I'll go back through underneath just the felt part there, and I will hide the threading, and I'll tie 3 knots just to lock it into place, and then cut off the excess string. See how I tie it underneath, and then it hides it really nice. And that way it looks nice and neat. And then you can put your little tag or your label, and hopefully the person that gets it as a gift or who you sell it to loves it. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, like and subscribe. Have a great one.